What's up, nerds? Back with another video. In this video, we are going to be doing a book review. And, well, a couple book reviews. Not super long. We're not going to be, like, reviewing each book because I have not read each book yet. These are the books that... Some of the books. I'm still missing a couple. But these are the books that I am using as a basis for my martial arts, or at least I've got my martial arts in practice, the physical aspect of it, and I have certain aspects of the mental part of it, but it's not to the level I want. So that is why studying up, and so figured we just do a book review as I am reading and working my way through these. So first off, we've got The Power of Internal Martial Arts, Combat Secrets of Bagua, Tai Chi, and Sing Ai. And basically, this is written by B.K. Francis, copyright 1998, so almost 30 years old, just about. And this is, so just to go to a little bit about the author, B.K. France began martial arts in 1961 after advancing black belt in judo, karate, and aikido in Japan. He went deeper into martial arts and healing techniques full-time for 10 years in China. He teaches in North America and Europe. No idea if he's alive or not, but he does have some decent, credentials on the back, or people with credentials. Who know, we could have paid them off. This is what he looks like. Classic Fu Manchu white guy training him. You know, you gotta love that. Or Fu Manchu Chinese guy training the white guy who's got kind of like the Asian balding going on. So I respect that. But basically, the idea of my martial arts comes down to many Taoist principles, Taoist, Tai Chi type stuff. So that's kind of going to be the trend for a lot of these books. So we've got this one first, and then it kind of ties into a couple other ones, which, let me get one over here. It's at the bottom of the stack, but it should be up higher. So that one was Combat Secrets of Bagua Tai Chi, right? And this is Bagua, Hidden Knowledge in the Taoist Internal Arts. It's John Bracey, but he translated from his master, basically. And so it's got a lot of very interesting drills, a lot of interesting martial arts type movements, but it also has a lot of philosophical things in here, like stuff that... So, well, let's just see, when was this one? This one was copyright, let me make sure I get it here real quick. Copyright 1998 as well, so almost 30 years old as well. And this one is a little bit more spiritual as opposed to the other one, which is more martial arts based. Well, they talk about it, they go over the principles why, but then they diverge differently inside of them. Anyway, this is a similar, right? So it's by the similar author that I don't have the other book for, but this is Mind Over Matter, Higher Martial Arts, and this one is just straight, like no martial arts, no diagrams, no nothing. This one I actually have read already. This one is kind of like biohacking. It's kind of like Chinese biohacking. Mind over matter, or Japanese biohacking. Damn. No, it's Chinese. All right. Whew. Tai Chi Master. For a second, I was like, did I just confuse Chinese and Japanese? But this one is just straight like, if you have utmost faith in yourself, utmost faith in your body, if you train hard enough, you will be able to do superhuman things, which, is proven right by certain people, example A, Wim Hof, right? So next up, we'll go into we'll do one more. So this is The Wandering Taoist by Dingming Dao. This one is old. This one is copyright. Copyright 1983. And I mean, this one is this is like not a Bible, right? But it's similar to the Bible in the ways that it's many stories, right? And there's many different sections, and it's just like the other one. It's a book, right? No martial arts diagrams. I mean, there's some drawings in here, right? But this is a a collection of stories, and I just thought it would be an interesting read and an interesting addition, because hey, I consider myself similar, whether or not the stories and experiences are as valuable, right? I mean, my life has been a lot of wandering around, a lot of soul searching, a lot of experiences, and taking from those things as much as I can. And that's what this is. Let's see. Let's see. The Wandering Towers is an excellent introduction to the complex and fascinating world of Tao the Way. Readers will profit from reading this book. Its modesty, even when tackling the unknown life, is compelling to those who truly seek the way to understanding. And now we're going to go to back. We did a couple book type stuff. We're going straight to martial arts, like explicit martial arts, like mastering the kung fu and tai chi sword. And this specifically, the reason I got this book is because things like in this book and others are what I'm looking to base my martial arts as far as lightsabers are concerned on. And so I've got this one right here. And so Grandmaster Zhurong Wang and Master Wen Qing Wu. So I am pretty positive, don't quote me on it. Yep. So it's Grandmaster Zhurong Wang. That's her. So all right, so you can think whatever you want. For me personally, I am a bad bitch fan, right? I am a fan of the bad bitches. So when you get a Grandmaster level Tai Chi swordswoman that makes a book and goes through and details everything, I mean, this is going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to reading this one. Similarly, we've got, so this is a two-parter. So we've got Volume 1 and Volume 2. So this is Cheng Wei Ming's Compendium on Tai Chi Sword, Volume 1. This is the translation of the text. It's got movements as well. Right? And different forms, right? Postures. And this one is the same thing, annotations. And so this goes more in depth about the movements, more in depth about the forms, more of the philosophies behind the postures. And so you've got number 1, which shows you the basic forms and shows you, okay, do this. Here's a page on it, but you can see the difference. One is almost twice as big as the other one. So this has just, let's go posture 12, or just any posture. Posture 8, it's got a tiny little paragraph and a couple of pictures. But now if we go to posture 8 in the book, posture 8 has an entire full page, has pictures, has an entire full page, another full page, more pictures, and more explanations on the back. So, great combo to have with the two of them. And I didn't say the publication. So these were reprints. This is a reprint from a 19... Oh, geez. When was this? 19 something. But they're reprinted 2018. So these, I believe, are the newest ones I've got. I think this one might be a 2003. This is 2006. First printing of this one. So everything I try to get this is not modern literature, you know, like modern or whatever. These are, you know, I try to get things that are over 20 or 30 years old if I can, like essentially pre-internet, you know, pre-internet. Really, internet existed, right? But, you know, the people that compiled this information did so traditionally without the internet, because the books didn't. The book may have been copyrighted in 2006, but the person was working on the book probably since 1995 something. Anyway, this one is specifically Japanese. So I've got some Japanese staff technique books. This is just the first one that I got. This is 1987, classic. But so the short staff, honestly, the lightsaber to an extent is very similar. And so, or at least its handles very similar in practice. Obviously, it's not a lightsaber like, duh, you can't touch the handle in duels. But practically speaking, there's translation or transference. Terrible word package verb choice for me. But it's just literally all just straight, like just straight diagrams, forms, techniques. Obviously, the Tao Te Ching, clear English. This is like the Taoist Bible, actually, right? And then we have the female grandmaster, right? And so we've got to have balanced out with the male grandmaster. Like literally, I mean, Tao of Jeet Kune Do, it's a different martial arts than Taoist, but it has similar principles in the way that it's thought. And this is actually, so this is, I've read this through once. This is more of a collection of ideas than it is really a book. You can pop around a lot. There's a lot of different sections that, you know, something starts in chapter 2, finishes in chapter 14, or it relates back to it. But this is more just, it's, Bruce Lee wrote this when he was in the hospital. He didn't really like write it as a book. It was just more of the free throw or free flow of ideas. And I mean, there's so much of it that's just from a practical point of view. It's like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate and value Taoist movements. However, they can be a little slow sometimes, and Bruce cut through a lot of that. And so, you know, instead of making a large arm sweeping motion, you could just go straight through, right? Just simple examples. And then the last thing, this was a book that I actually found at a book sale. This one is actually pretty recent. This is what, 2000 something? 2018, right? But so this is called The Sacred Science, Ancient Healing and a Path for the Modern World. And so I thought this would be interesting because basically he gave a bunch of people a bunch of ayahuasca and was like, all right, let's see if you feel better after taking some of this. Like, and very interesting. One of the things that got me, Nick is not a guru or a shaman. He is an ordinary guy who pieced together an illuminating journey, one experience at a time. You know, like, and in 2010, Nick Polizzi did something unimaginable. He assembled a group of 8 desperately ill patients from around the world and brought them into the heart of the Amazon rainforest to put the mysterious medicine of the native shamans to the test. So literally, he just brought a bunch of people into the fucking woods, gave them a bunch of ayahuasca, and said, all right, let's see if you live any longer. And so I thought it would be interesting. Not exactly like Taoist kind of stuff, but maybe worth a read. But anyway, still more books to come. Gotta work through these first. I mean, the nice thing is that the initial reading of these it goes rather quickly. Now, understanding it, processing it, that is another story. And we'll see how that all goes. But that is my book review. Smoke grass, eat ass, be excellent to each other. I will see you in the next video. Deuces.